The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, the amusement industry, and everything to do with fun. Here are your hosts, Carson Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hoop.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast where we cover the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, Cedar Point, and everything to do with fun. And we're back. Another off-season survived, and another season has begun at Cedar Point.
It really has. It really has. There's lots. There's lots and lots and lots for us to talk about for sure this week. Speaking of what to talk about, hello, Kyle. Just randomly. That's why he wasn't in the last episode for opening days, because he was trucking his way up here to Ohio and surprising us again.
Yeah, year two in a row. We'll see if we make it back for year three.
Yeah. I got a call from a friend, and they were like, "Hey, you need to come up to the front of the park." I'm like, "I'm all the way in the middle of the park." They're like, "You need to come up to the front of the park." I'm like, "All right, fine." So literally, I walk all the way up to the front, and I'm exhausted and stuff already, just because the night before was kind of wild, and so we Sarah and I go over there, and I'm like, yes. They're like, you need to wait like 30 seconds. I'm like, okay. And then
meanwhile, Kyle already seen me, and I'm like, Kyle, go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom.
And then all of a sudden, Kyle's like, hey, and I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, it was good. It was good. I love how you always turn your location services off, because we share our location with each other. And I'm not even gonna lie, the past 2 years in a row, I haven't even looked to think of I wonder if Kyle's coming.
You see, next year you're gonna be stalking him.
Yeah, right.
Kyle's gonna be smart and turn off his location.
I'm one step ahead of you here, because I have a location spoofer from back in my Pokemon Go days where I can have my GPS show up wherever I want it to. So next year, if I decide to do this again, it might say I'm in Florida, but I might not be.
Oh my gosh. That would be really that'd be really crazy. So,
but yeah, it just I wasn't sure what I wanted to do this year, because traditionally I like to do CoasterMania. And, obviously, we'll talk about that later, but we hadn't heard much about it. And so, but this year I had kind of already decided. I said, I think I'm going to skip CoasterMania, and I think I'm going to do Coaster Stock instead.
LOL.
Because that's a 2-day event and everything. And then there's just neither of those events we knew anything about. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to commit to not doing either of them, even if they do put out something like last minute or whatever. And I'm just going to go on opening day. And then it worked out because, it was Mother's Day, so I got to go home and surprise my parents too. By the way, they found out just about the same way that you did.
Oh, nice. You hid in the bathroom too, huh?
No, they actually, Jared picked me up. I flew Sanford to Toledo, which is a really weird route for me, because Sanford's about 45 minutes away from my house, and Toledo's about 45 minutes from my parents' house. But I can't talk today. Flight prices were just absolutely insane, and the best deal, the best bang for your buck, was Sanford to Toledo, which Toledo is actually closer to my parents than Detroit.
Okay.
So there was no issue there, no issue on either of the flights. But my dad just happened to call me 5 minutes away from when we were home, and so then I let it out there that I was on my way home, and please open up the garage door. But yeah, it was much nicer weather this year for opening day.
It was.
Yes, it was. It was not raining, and we weren't chanting and doing rain dances and things like that to wait for Top Little 2 to open, and
Yeah, so I actually listened to that old episode actually on the way to the airport, just because it was fun. Another year went by, I was about to do the same thing, and the two main things I said was, weather was horrible, but the park was absolutely ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Weather was great this year. I don't know if the park was ready to go or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the the crowds were ready to go.
Holy crap, man. They showed up. They showed, like, literally.
They knew Kyle was coming. They knew Kyle was
Yeah.
coming.
The thing is like, I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't know if it's like everybody, at least in my head, it seemed like everybody had everything. Like everybody had a bunch, like everybody that you would look at, be like, everybody had fast lane, everybody had the all season, the meal plan, everybody had the drink plan, everybody was buying merch, and it was just like,
Yeah.
everything. There was such a line.
I got to the toll plaza and I parked my car. Park opened at 10, and I probably pulled in at like 9:30.
Okay.
And the Prestige lot was literally almost full.
Yeah.
I parked on the other side of like there's the barrier to Prestige. So I literally parked one row away from Prestige. I parked up against the barrier.
Okay.
But by the time I got out of my car to walk up to go through security, the lot was closed. And that was not even 10. That was like 9:45.
I don't think I've ever seen the lot closed unless it's for like fireworks or whatever. So it's obviously all these people that were bumped up from gold to prestige that they decided to do. But also they made the prestige parking, or whatever it's called, prestige parking, or the, what is it? Preferred parking. They made it bigger this year too. And it filled right up.
I don't know why they don't just use the boardwalk parking, especially while Shores is closed, but okay.
Well, then you've got maybe you've got an issue with hotel guests, because when you come in early, you've got the issue where you've got all of your hotel guests and everything in line at the Magnum gate, and then where's Prestige supposed to go, kind of thing. So that'd be my guess, but I think, I don't know, maybe they just get rid of all of the beach parking and whatever up there and just make that whole entire side just prestige or preferred parking and just be done with it. But speaking of parking, really quick, this isn't in our notes, but shout out to Cedar Point. They did actually have, I don't think I posted the photo, but they did have veterans parking literally right up front. I believe like the first spots right after the handicap rows. I think there was maybe 10,
I did notice that on Sunday,
something like that.
Is there
like red
and I'm
stars?
not asking this because I'm a scumbag. I'm asking this for the sake of
no, there's no way to verify.
Okay, there's no honor system. It's all honor system.
Yeah.
Okay, don't be assholes, people.
Right. I mean, it's just like, for instance, if you go to the grocery store and it says expected mother parking, I mean,
I think some of the grocery stores do the veterans thing too.
Yeah. Some of them do. So I shout out to the park for doing that. That was really cool. They're marked with a giant sign that says veteran parking, and then also it's got like a giant like a red background with a white star on the actual blacktop and stuff. So
I totally didn't even think to look for that.
Yeah. No, I saw that. And then I also saw that, I know that there were some issues in the parking lot. There were some nice big potholes and things like that were developing up last season and stuff because of the rain and so on and so forth. Towards the end of the parking lot, it seems like they fixed all that. They actually paved it pretty nicely and stuff. And I
noticed that area is still flooded though, so you know how those potholes happen.
Right. Yeah. So there seems to be a water issue and stuff and everything. But yeah, Kyle, so kick us off. Like, what did you think opening day?
I will start off by saying, I had a great time, and like you guys, I love this park. But I'm also not afraid to tell you the things that need to be improved upon. I think, as anybody has learned here with Cedar Point this week, as you'll find out later. But first off, right off the bat, man, opening day, one security line open, guys. Come on, that's not cool. That's not cool.
They're probably busy trying to park all those cars that were coming in. But yeah, I would agree. I mean,
talk about an immediate downer to the day is, all these parks are open. Everybody's in there. Everybody's hustling. Not me. I'm stuck in line for a half hour for security.
Yeah,
and the thing is like, waited. I don't know what goes into this, and maybe a little bit deeper, but like maybe we can pull like a guest service employee or something over and just be like, oh, hey, by the way, you beeped. You need to go to the actual line that like checks your bag, things like that. That could be an actual security person, to where someone from guest services or someone that's not a security person per se And maybe there's more detail to it to where they like are looking you up and down and stuff and just making sure you're not bringing in whatever.
Can we
but
just
like,
not have the Windseeker gate open? Can we just keep that closed for early entry at least? Like,
right, that way if you do have a limited staff to where you can
it's not a far walk.
or
and that's
the marina gate too, for instance. It's like,
that's why you
allocate. Yeah.
That's why I can't get like actually like too upset, because I know how much of an undertaking it is. One, just to open that damn park, but two, to staff it and actually staff it to the level that it needs to operate.
Yeah.
It's so hard, especially this early into the year. So like, I get it, but God, that was not a good way to start the day.
No.
How long did you, Evan, I think you stood in line for what? Like
25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was a good solid 30 minutes for me, man.
It was wrapped, like it was literally wrapped around the bus parking. And then there's that like
serpentine.
Yeah.
For me, then it like serpentine and shot back over towards Prestige.
Yeah, there's that sidewalk between like the street and then like the parking and the toll and the security plaza. And they literally like there wasn't set up switchbacks, but we were literally doing a switchback on that sidewalk. And
wow.
Like,
well,
holy crap, dude.
Hopefully, like me, maybe they'll take some things from that and they'll be like, oh, hey, maybe they'll close a gate or something to be able to, if there are lower staff.
From Windseeker, probably Windseeker would be the best one. Pull Windseeker gate, pull a security guard from over there, and then like open up and have a sign that says Windseeker gate will open at 11. And then
right.
I will say this was not an issue on Sunday. Sunday I walked right through, and I have not heard of it being an issue since.
Right.
So I think we can kind of just chalk this one up of weather was perfect. It was opening day and everybody came out.
And everybody came out like all at once at the same time. Maybe that was the issue too. So
but I mean, it was even so packed to the point where they had no choice but to just open the gates and start letting people in because there was nowhere for people to go once they got through security.
Yeah.
So anyway, much better weather this year. Opening day, honestly, I don't think we did a whole lot. I mean, I think we got one on Siren's Curse, one on Millennium, one on Maverick, and then you left, and then rest of the group got one on Top Thrill 2, and me and Justin opted for Mine Ride, so we closed out Mine Ride, last train of the night.
Yeah.
Woo. I mean, I talked about it last week. Like, it's opening day, be patient, and I'm like, I'm not mad at anything, but it was a bad day. I understand why it was a bad day. But it was a bad day.
It wasn't even like one thing was all. It was just a bunch of little inconveniences that just burrowed themselves, and everything compounded. We
took the group photo at 3, right? And shout out everybody that came, all that good stuff. Great crowd. And initially it was okay. We'll do Corkscrew Ride Takeover or whatever we're calling it. Okay, well, Corkscrew's broke. Well, Carson had already mentioned Magnum a couple, like before we even went public with this. Well, Magnum's down. All right, well, maybe Top Thrill 2, even though that line will be kind of long for 50 of us to wait. Nope, that's broke too. How about Gemini? Nope, not open yet. All right. Well, we're not doing a ride takeover.
And now Corkscrew has been added to that list too. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's just like a weekday operation.
That seems like it's a weekday, like an actual. Yeah. I think they're updating it daily. It's not just like throwing something up there and not updating it. So yeah, I guess if you are going to the park and you're curious if one of the coasters is going to be open or if they don't have a staffing or something or whatever, go to Cedar Point.
Already off of that list.
Nice. Yeah. See, right. So go to Cedar Point. Just Google Cedar Point scheduling or ride scheduled, I think is what it's called. It'll pop up.
Ride closures.
Yeah, it'll pop up, and then you'll know.
Rougarou's on there, even though it was open all weekend. So that's probably
it's probably a staffing issue.
Yeah,
at least right now.
It's worth pointing out that for me, my visits are a little bit different than both of yours. Because you like I did when I lived there. You go every week and you ride what you can, and if not, I'll hit it next visit. For me, I kind of go into these having a list in my head of what I want to hit, and anything else is a bonus. For me, I was most excited for Siren's Curse. last year, I think my exact quote was something like, "That's a top 3 ride in the park, and it's not 2 and it's not 3," or something like that.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really wanted to find out if that was just because of the newness or the tilt or the hype, or like if like I wanted to figure out if that was a true for me or if I just got caught up in all the hoopla of a brand new ride. No, I don't think it was. I still think that's my favorite ride at that park.
Yeah, that's a good ride. That was our first. Well, Kyle, I mean, you go to Universal every day, but that was our new first ride of the year at Cedar Point. Well, I guess we went to Kings Island, so it doesn't really stand true. But
it was the first ride of the year at Cedar Point.
Yeah,
maybe for you, but the first ride for me was Top Thrill 2.
Oh,
yeah. Well, when you were doing that,
breakers.
Yeah, when you were doing that, everyone else was standing in a 40-minute security line.
I know, right? Yeah. So,
yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm we're beating the park down a little bit for opening day, but you know what? Top Thrill 2 opened at 8:55.
I don't think even with
early
the success of Top Thrill 2 last year, especially like the second half of the year, that thing was a champ. I do not think I had it on my bingo card that would be the first ride to open this year. I didn't even.
It opened.
I'm like, it's opening
else.
day. It's opening day. It's early entry. I'm not knocking the park. Well, I am knocking the park, but I'm not. I don't want to sound complaining, but like early entry is always a struggle there with getting stuff open,
especially in the beginning of the season. Yes.
Yeah. Top Thrill 2, 8:55. We're going.
Yeah.
People on it. Let's go.
Yeah. They even opened the gates early. And they were like, yeah, we're open. I'm like, okay. So literally got in the line 15 minutes. And then I was like, okay, and let's go ride Siren's Curse. Nope, that's still closed. And I don't know if they were still
Millennium
trying to
still sitting on the lift hill.
And Millennium was closed. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to go take pictures in the gift shop. And
yeah. Gatekeeper was just starting the test.
Yeah.
The rides, they were slow to open on Saturday, and you know what? They were quick to close too. They had a lot of downtime, but hey, there's nothing you can do about that, right? Machines are gonna machine. So.
Well, that and also like you have to remember that everybody's it's a brand new crew, brand new people that are running those rides. It's not like
that being said, Siren's Curse and at least on Sunday, Top Thrill 2's crew and Maverick too. Shout out to them because they were in mid-season form.
Siren's Curse was getting it. Like you said, that looked like mid-season form right there. They were they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
now, that also being said, we waited an hour in the fast lane line for Siren's Curse. So,
actually, I think it was even closer to like an hour and 15 minutes. But
so that's not a knock on the crew, and more so like still like the line was long and still trying to figure out the like ratios.
I was having the time of my life. I was a little drunk, TBH.
Because we couldn't get anywhere near any of the food. So
yeah, right.
It's also worth noting that that bar that's underneath Corkscrew's like second corkscrew or whatever, I think it's called like the first drop bar.
I think something. Yeah.
I was the first beer purchase of the year promptly at like 10:30 when they opened.
That is very true. Yeah.
We should be proud or sad.
Yeah.
I was on vacation. I don't care.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. He his love for Siren's Curse definitely trickled over, and he got a Siren's Curse beer. So
I really wanted Top Thrill 2 Shandy, but I sadly I don't think that's coming back.
Yeah. That was a limited edition, and I don't know.
Hey, so was Siren's Curse allegedly.
Yeah, maybe once that's gone, unfortunately, Kyle, I think that's it.
It's all right.
So what we did, we went and waited more than an hour for Siren's Curse,
and
then we were all hot, so we went to the car. Then we waited an hour for Grand Pavilion, which there were some hiccups there, but damn, that food was good.
Yeah, there was some good food for sure.
Once we got it properly,
right.
Seriously though, really good. I had the chicken tenders, and again, once I got them properly,
and they had the fish back. The fish was back.
The fish was really good, and trying to think. My girlfriend had the chicken drumsticks. What are they,
that I'm not gonna lie, but it felt like it was in like the taste and everything, the quality. Like it felt like it was mid-season form. Like it literally was like,
dude, the chicken tenders were huge.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
and the fish looked pretty big too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we waited an hour for that, and then it was time for the group photo. And I told you about that, and then we went and waited like an hour for Millennium. In fast lane.
No, we actually couldn't make up our damn minds because we walked all the way over to Millennium.
Sure.
And then we
decided, and then Top Thrill started testing.
And then we decided we don't want to do Millennium because Top Thrill 2 is testing. So then we went and then it never reopened. So we killed like an hour waiting outside that queue. And then we decided maybe we do want to go do Millennium. And then we went back there and waited a really, really long time in Fastlane. That ride is I heard they're having some issues this year, particularly with seatbelt lengths.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I was just reading that before we got on.
You know, I had an issue on Saturday, and I'm like, I'm a larger person. I have a gut on me, but like my thighs, like my body is small. I have a huge gut. And like, so I can make ride restraints no problems because I can like contort my body. What I'm getting at is like my waist size is a 30 and my thighs are pretty small. I even had issues buckling my seatbelt on Millennium Force to the point where it was never a question of whether or not I was going to fit, but I could not do it myself. Like the ride op actually had to do it.
Like, and it is a weird angle. Same way. Mm-hmm. And it's a weird angle, right? Like I struggle too, and I'm a skinny dude. Like it's just odd angle. And I wonder if part of the early season quote unquote issues is because they probably put new seatbelts on all the trains and they're not like they probably get like kind of stretched out and a little bit worn as the year goes on.
Right.
I feel like this is a discussion that I see on social media at the beginning of every single year. Is the seatbelts are too short now. I
think the biggest issue was I read reports of people that would try the test seat out front. And the test seat was fine. They fit no problem.
Because they probably, that seatbelt probably wasn't.
And then they went ahead and then they went ahead and waited the 2-hour standby and then couldn't buckle the belt on the platform.
Oof. Yeah. And then we're rocking 6-minute dispatches because we're rechecking the train 3 times.
It was fun though. We were kind of being storm chasers.
No, that was not fun. I hated every minute of that.
I had fun. I didn't care whether we got on it or not. But we were racing against the clock as far as lightning and the weather delays.
Yes.
And we kept, I don't know if we're gonna get it. Oh, it moved slightly. Maybe we're gonna get it. Oh shit, it moved again. I don't know.
Yes.
We were the last train out on the weather delay. As we're sitting in the train, like getting buckled in, there's lightning strikes across the bay, and it's getting super windy. And I don't know if they should have sent that train, but they sent us.
They did,
and, By the time we hit the brake run, they were making everybody else get off. And
what was so funny about that was one, like you said, I'm turned around looking like at you, Kyle, but like at the ride offs on your side of the platform, seeing what the heck's taking so long. And you go, "That was a ground strike." I'm like, "No, it wasn't." No. They're like, "No, I'm looking out the front of the station and I saw that lightning." I'm like, "No, you didn't."
Yeah, I was just say I have a app on my phone and also it's on my watch and it was like bink lightning strike like 12 miles away and I'm like, "Uh-oh."
And then we watched the ride operator in the booth get a phone call. We're like, "No." Yeah. And then he hits a button and it starts an announcement.
Attention riders, there's inclement weather in the area. I'm like, "Uh-oh."
But they're like, but then the supervisor that was on the platform checking seats is like, no, we're still open. We're still open. This is just a warning. This is just a warning that we're going to close soon.
Yeah.
So they finally dispatch us. Dark as can be all across the bit, like pitch black. We didn't see any lightning while we were on the ride. It's so windy. It was running so slow.
It was so windy to where I couldn't even see half the ride because the wind was blowing so hard. It was like blowing my eyes. I'm like, I can't see.
So we hit the brakes. We're all hooting and hollering. And then we hear,
attention riders.
But then I hear it. Oh, and everybody in the station on Blue Train gets up, goes back in the queue. Like, oh my god!
And then once we got off the train or whatever, we're all like running down like idiot little kids or whatever. Like, oh my gosh, is it gonna valley? Because that was like, it was so
empty train. They had to send an empty train to get us off, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. We came closer than we should have. I mean, like there was no threat that we were going to, but we were slow.
Yeah.
And it was windy, and I think everybody thought, "Oh shit, this might be it."
Yeah,
like, that might be it for the weekend.
Yeah,
it made it, just barely creeped over.
I was shocked they sent Blue Train.
Right.
Yeah. I thought for sure they were going to do a lift stop
or battery pack us out on the brake run. Like, wow. So then we ran to the back of the park and we were sitting in the bar back there while the storm came through. And I think I was in there for 20 minutes and the storm came and went. Like, It was a quick downpour.
Yeah,
Kyle,
maybe
you got,
it might have came and went for you. I got stuck in it.
but
My other friend, one of my good college friends, Mason, he had just shown up for the day at this point at like 6:00, and when the park closed at 8. But he's like, oh yeah, I told him we just got off Millennium. He said, I'm at Panda Express. So we went and he ate, and then we started hightailing it to the back of the park. And right when we got to about the freestyles by Millennium, that's when it started pouring.
God.
Nice.
Well, and then by the time you got to the back of the park, it was done. Like,
Yeah.
So we went and ate Farmhouse, which again, fantastic. Like,
Farmhouse was great.
Mid-season form, like that was phenomenal food. I'm a little upset about the broccoli cheese casserole being gone, but the corn bread casserole.
There's no chili.
Right,
but maybe they'll have that in the fall.
Don't worry, they'll have it for the height of summer.
Or that.
But the cornbread casserole that they replaced it with was pretty good. Then rides were starting to reopen, and I hopped on Maverick with you guys, and then I shelled off because it was already like 7:50. But
yeah, it was getting close to the end, and we were talking about, oh, what do we want to try to do? Where do we want to try to go? And I was gunning for Sirens Kirks. I was like, if we run, we can make it. I think we're good. Let's go. And then Justin's like, I want to do mine ride. And then he's listening, so it doesn't matter if I make fun of his voice. Whatever. But he really wanted to do mine ride. And then I think we were going to do it, but I don't think anybody actually wanted to do it. Like, I think it was just, we have no better options. And then we see Top Thrill 2 running with guests on it. So everyone takes off running or, fast walking. But at this point, it was really close to the end of the night. And I did not think they were going to make it. So rather than not get a last ride at all, I split off with Justin and I went and did mine ride. Yep. And the rest of them did actually make it to Top Thrill 2. So I guess maybe.
So you weren't part of you didn't ride Top Thrill 2 on opening day?
Because Justin really wanted to ride mine ride. So that's what I did.
He seems to really want to ride the off ones, like either mine ride or Iron Dragon. Or
to be fair, neither of us thought there was a chance they were going to make it. Well, I mean, it was like 7:56.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask you this: did they because Top Thrill had been down since like 2:00 and only reopened after the storm? Did they keep it open an extra 10 minutes? Or something?
I don't know. We literally just walked over there and they're like, come on in. I was like, okay, and I was just like, let's run to the lockers and keep up and go really quickly. And I'm like, hurry up, let's throw our stuff in there and let's go. And and. I think it was there was a little bit of a wait too. Like there was a good chunk there. The fast lane was pretty long. The whole
park came running over there when they saw the damn thing running, just like the old days of Dragster.
Right. Yeah.
We opted to go down Frontier Trail, and it was like Kyle said, it was like 7:56.
Mm-hmm. And I hear it, and then I look over and hear this. I hear the roar of it going over the hill, and there's people in it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And then I'm like, they weren't going to make it. They just went to mine ride. Well,
yeah.
Some of us did.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to do this every single night, but just a pro tip. I know we did tips on the last episode, but if you do happen to wait for maybe last ride of the night on Top Thrill 2 or close to the last ride of the night, they have been, and I've been there 3 times out of 5 days so far.
Nerd.
Yeah, right. They have at the very, very end of the night been sending the last few trains or so, last 2 trains. At the end of the night, they've been sending them again. So you've been getting 2 rides, which is kind of cool. So
that ain't gonna last.
Maybe not.
Those
I don't know.
Employees work a 14-hour day, and the park closes at midnight. There's no way they're doing that.
Or Six Flags is going to listen to the podcast and be like, "Hey, that's money. You guys need to clock out and go home."
Yeah, I think that's going to be $95, and we're going to call it Top Thrill Rush.
So I get ahead of myself there
a little bit, yeah. But yeah. So I don't know. It was fun. The ride seemed to be exactly the same. The only thing that seemed to be missing was
Didn't seem to be. It was missing.
Was missing is Black Train. That's currently MIA right now. Hopefully they'll get that together or whatever before the peak of the season and stuff. But they're crushing it, man. They're really
that crew was on fire. Because I didn't ride it. I rode it on Sunday.
2 trains are still killing it. So Don't let
I
that
wrote it
be
on
a deterror of standing in line and waiting. And then also another shout out is I don't know if they got a new system or if they got a new operating system or they just got a new system in general or whatever, but finally able to buy and redeem our freaking one-time use fast lanes at the kiosks. And those worked flawlessly, which was really nice.
I'm gonna stop you. We tried to use the one by Top Thrill on Sunday. It wasn't working.
Well, all right.
Well, that one will let you buy them because I bought a Siren's Curse one shot there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, it was frozen when we walked up.
All right. Well, maybe. I mean, it's going to have its glitches, but it's a lot better.
No, the park is supposed to be perfect on opening weekend.
Right. Yeah. Like it didn't close for 6 months, and that just is like, oh, hey, by the way, we're open.
Right.
But
I mean, seriously, think about it. If you turned off your computer for 6 months, just your regular laptop, and then turned it on in 6 months, don't you think it'd be a little like glitchy and slow?
Yeah.
People don't seem to understand that with a whole machine.
Right. And plus, it's all a bunch of safety stuff. If something isn't right or the crew doesn't feel right and stuff, it's not just like, okay, let's just send it and see what happens. It's all done out of safety, and the coaster's got like a bunch of redundant safety options and things like that too.
For as much as we complained about opening day, and like I said, a bad day at Cedar Point is better than a good day at home.
Yeah.
Was a really bad day at Cedar Point better than a good day at home? I'm not really sure. But it was opening day. I fully forgive the park for all the nonsense that happened that day. And it was super packed. The bus parking lot was full. Plus, they were using the Bayside parking for buses, and it was all the way back to the toll booth. And I think I think every kid that played in the sports tournaments over the weekend at the sports park got like a free ticket or something. It was so beyond packed. The weather was perfect. It is what it is. That all being said, it was a garbage day, but Sunday, and I know you guys were both there too, even though I didn't see either of you. Sunday for Mother's Day was perfect.
Yeah, Sunday was great.
Yeah.
Uptime was great. I mean, I think some rides broke down here and there, but uptime was great. The park was empty. The weather was still nice. I ate at Backbeat. Pissed at them for getting rid of the jalapeno cheddar sausage. That was absolutely my favorite. But
and also the brisket.
They have a smoked sirloin now, though.
But yes, I would say the sirloin that is, I think,
which is
taking the
basically
place is pretty good.
And they have ribs now as well. And they still have their mac and cheese. I got pulled pork though. It was all really good. The Backbeat was phenomenal. The park was phenomenal. I rode, I think, triple the amount of rides in half the time as on opening day. So yeah, that cured all my ill feelings for the weekend. I had a really, really good time on Sunday. I mean, really good time.
I would agree.
And no waiting an hour in the fast lane lines. They were actually like what they should be. Yeah, I had a really good day. And Kyle, I hope you actually got to ride Top Thrill 2 on Sunday.
I did. I got to the park by myself right at open. And then I hightailed it back to Top Thrill 2. And the standby line said 60 minutes, an hour. I think I waited every bit of 55, but not quite the hour.
Okay.
2 trains, no issues, no downtime, no shenanigans. Everything went good. And then got out of line, bought my Siren's Curse one shot right there. Went up and met everybody else, and then we had lunch where Coasters? Yeah, Coasters. And then rode Siren's Curse, went through a couple gift shops and dipped. So I only did 2 things, but that was more than enough for me.
So over the weekend, you only rode 4 different coasters?
Mine Ride, Top Thrill 2, Maverick, Millennium, Siren's Curse.
Okay, 5 different coasters. 5. Eesh. Well, I hope you feel like you got your money's worth.
That's fine.
I was able to visit and
you had some good food. You had some good food.
Yeah. I've never been one that has had to go to Cedar Point and ride like every second of every day. Anymore, since I travel and I know so many people here, I enjoy the visiting and hanging out and shooting the shit aspect just as much as the rides. So I have no issues with the amount of things that I did.
Good. I'm glad.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that, you had a good time. And like I said, everything is Top Thrill. I anyone that looks at the spike or anything like that, the tower, they seem to be added some some things to the spike, like the actual structure or whatever, some like vortex like shielding or something. I think what everybody was talking about on social media and stuff. Not sure what's going on with that, but I mean, obviously they're continuing. It's a work in progress. Everyone's like, whoa. It's like it was a prototype if you think about it for Zamperla and everything like that. So maybe they discovered some kind of forces on the tower or something, and plus, last year was obviously a full year of them running it. So maybe they did some testing once in the off season and was like, oh wow, this moved this, or did this,
I
or
read something. It was something having to do with the wind, or I don't know,
something like that. But I mean, I don't feel like not safe on the coast or anything. Like I don't have any issues or anything like that. But yeah, definitely shout out to the park though. And all the employees that had to deal with all the general public that seemed to think that everybody was pretty much not new, and they take a 6-month hiatus and then literally just come right back to their normal job and stuff and everything.
Hey, I mean, yeah, and these are still somehow the same people that think that they tear down all the roller coasters in the off season and rebuild them.
Right. I do want to touch a little bit on a few things. Pagoda looks really, really good. The sign in front of Pagoda's gift shop looks phenomenal. It actually lights up at night, so if you're able to stay at the park at close and stuff, look for Pagoda's sign at night, and it lights up really nice. Also the front of the facade of the gift shop got redone to where there's brand new windows, like really like full length of windows and stuff. They could put like mannequins in the windows now, which is cool. It actually has doors, which is I thought at one time it maybe had doors, maybe somewhere.
They always just propped them open.
Or maybe they just propped them open. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah. But anyway, it got brand new doors, and it felt cooler in there and stuff. And then also,
it's nice and clean.
They if anyone is curious, they actually closed off the back of the shop where you would go up a few steps or go up the ramp and go take a peek and see. That's no longer part of the store anymore. I believe that's probably just going to be used for storage or something of that nature, or whatever. And yeah, there was that, and like I said, that looked really, really good. It's also connecting into Sweet Spot, and also then Sweet Spot connects into the Peanuts store and everything there.
I will say that even though they got lost some square footage of the building, it seems like the way they reorganized it, they didn't lose any of the merchandise that they had in there. It seems it's a same amount of stuff.
It's a massive store. And then also, I think we actually gained some space, because I remember in the beginning, there used to be like some kind of like closet, something in the front left corner. And then I think last year they opened that up, and I was like, oh, wow, look at all that space. Maybe they were like, oh, by the way, that space in the back, that'll be going away. But then also brand new fixtures too. I totally forgot. Brand new like wooden fixtures. Looks really, really good. If you're also looking for Ken's second edition, what's it called, Evan?
Rolling Through the Years. Big giant history book about Cedar Point and stuff. He had one, I think, in 2021. Yeah, 2021.
And that was a really, really, really nice coffee book.
It was meant for 2020, but yeah,
Right. The second edition just came out and stuff. You can buy it at in Pagoda, and I believe also at Point Plaza. How much
is Cedar Point selling it for?
I did not look at the price.
I looked at it, but there was no tag on it. I will say that you can also buy it at the Merry-Go-Round Museum in Sandusky, and I believe it's on Amazon.
Okay. Cedar Point had it for $125. I looked.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, there you go.
Well, there you go. And
I know the original version was on Amazon. I'm not sure about this one. I'm gonna look. Keep talking.
Oh, and then also I do want to say, we ended up going to the first aid station back in the back of the Frontier area, and someone had a headache and stuff, and so Justin was like, well, I'll go with you and stuff. So I'm not going to disclose what he does, but anyway, we were able to get a tour of the first aid area and stuff after we were talking with them and stuff, and they actually have an adult changing table for like to assist in Kyle. I think you can jump into this and talk a little bit more about it, but they've got an adult changing table that's brand new and stuff and everything to the park and stuff. And they also have like where they can have the what is it, the accessory room, where like if you need like a break or something, and you can go and kind of like for like autism, or you just need a break and stuff and everything. But Kyle, you want to jump in a little bit and talk a little bit about the adult changing table and like what it's for?
Yeah, so I was actually looking into it, and it's called the Sova Ascent. So it's an actual big stainless steel universal changing table with a capacity of like something like 500 pounds. So this is primarily for adults that need changed, or nonverbal people that, like my brother, essentially. He's a nonverbal adult that wears diapers, and this is just a accessibility thing. A lot of times if you were to go into a restroom, even the ones that are the private ones, they have changing tables that are meant for babies. You can't even sit on them, let alone, lay somebody down and do what you need to do. And this one is great. It looks really sleek, but the best part about it is it actually has manual controls on it where it can lift and move up and down. So if need be, you could put it down all the way almost to the ground. Someone could sit down on it and then move it all the way up, do your thing, and then put it back down.
And that would be really great for like wheelchair access and things like that too.
Yes, exactly. That is what this is meant for. It is for that purpose. So obviously this is something that, a good chunk of our audience will never have to deal with or go in and see. But for the people that do need this is a game changer.
Yeah. It's really nice to see that the park, continues to just, innovate and continues to, not just look for, the cool, sexy things. Like, they did the restroom project, obviously, in Frontier Town across from the petting farm, or whatever it's called. And it's cool to see like the bathroom over there is, nice and brand new. I think Cedar Point, actually, we're recording on a Wednesday night, did a ribbon cutting ceremony for that bathroom and stuff, and I thought that was really cool. But and again, another bathroom, and then another, like an adult changing table. So if you need it, go in the back where Frontier Town is, where the first aid station is, and they'll be able to direct you and help you from there. So. And then I'm going to say really quick before we transition to our next topic, shout out to everyone that came out to the group photo. I know that we weren't able to do the ride takeover, or whatever we're going to call it, because we're going to probably change the name one more time, just because we're not trying to say takeover in the name. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to email us. But anyway, shout out to everyone that came to the group photo. There was a lot of people. Unfortunately, I dropped the ball and said that there was going to be a flag, and I left the flag literally in my car, and I was not very far from my car because I stayed at Hotel Breakers over the weekend, and I was like, damn it.
What were you doing? You too busy riding rides to go out to your car?
Right. Yeah. No, we ended up getting a long line for food, and then it totally slipped my mind. So really cool. Really awesome to interact with all of you. We will be doing a ride takeover here shortly, probably within the next few weeks or so. So
maybe we should just try again on Corkscrew.
maybe. Yeah. No, Corkscrew is normally good to go, right? And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, it's not working. Yeah. Dang it. So
that is a good ride to do a group thing like this on, because it doesn't usually have a long line.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I think, Evan, you were the one that was like, hey, we should take the photo there. And then you were like, you should also take it up in the grandstands. That was actually really a cool shot. That was really cool. That was and
it would have been even better if Corkscrew was dispatching right behind us, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, so Kyle or Evan, do you guys have anything else to add to
I do.
Opening
I
day?
actually do.
Yeah.
I've gone on record a million times, and this isn't even technically Cedar Point related. Technically, I've gone on record a million times saying the roundabout was a dumb, stupid, horrible idea, and it might still be, but it worked really well on opening day. That park was packed, and we got out so quick, like right at 8 o'clock too. But was that just because we got lucky that there was no dumb drivers? Probably. Will it be bad when there's even a fender bender? Yes, it'll be horrible. But I do want to say that it went swimmingly this weekend.
Yeah. The roundabout was fine, and everyone was doing what they're supposed to do. And,
That's all I got.
Kyle, you have anything else to add, or we'll move on?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well,
Oh boy.
moving
Now
on. So first, everyone was like, "Ooh, CoasterMania! It's gonna have some changes." I think that's what it said.
Oh yeah.
In at winter chill out, and then I don't think we were expecting like change. Period. To where yesterday Cedar Point announced Morning Rush, which was going to pretty much I guess replace CoasterMania with some coasters and not a whole lot of the mania part, I guess you could say. It seemed like a lot of the stuff was going to be in the morning, and then they were going to give you a shirt, and then they were also going to give you what you were going to get some ERT like on a few rides and stuff.
I still have the webpage.
Okay. You still have the webpage up already. But now, just before we dive into this, Cedar Point saw there was like, I'm not even lying. It was so hard because I try to keep, it's not like I delete things. I try to keep things in a positive light. I couldn't even do that on Rundown. It was a bloodbath. I'm sorry. It was literally like, what? Why is it $95 or something or whatever? And why am I only getting like 4 coasters? And why is it Rougarou and Iron Dragon? And then why is it Siren and then Siren's Curse and Millennium Force? Like, I could see why it was those coasters because it was literally that section in the area. I get that, but now the park was like, whoa, we're listening to feedback. We'll figure out something. And then literally this morning they go, you click on the webpage for Morning Rush and it's been deleted and everything's been deleted. And then Tony literally tweets out of thin air and goes, CoasterMania is currently being reworked. So we'll see what happens with what comes out for that. But Evan, feel free to
so for those that aren't chronically on social media, Cedar, I'm going to try so hard to not be dogging the park. I'm going to try so hard. Please don't take this off the media list. But guys, what in the world were you thinking?
They were thinking maybe overthinking.
They weren't.
They were thinking. I think they were overthinking it. They were
whoever did this event, and I don't think it was Tony. I don't think Tony had anything to do with this. Whoever thought of this event clearly has never been to a theme park event and clearly has no idea what CoasterMania was. So what Morning Rush was supposed to be was on Friday, June 5th, which CoasterMania always takes place on the first Friday of June. So there's your replacement, right? From 7:30 to 11 a.m., you get ERT on, well, kind of. From 7:30 to 9, you and a very limited number of other guests, because they said it was going to be very limited tickets, would get ERT on Millennium, Siren's Curse, and Iron Dragon. The reason it's only till 9 is because from 9 to 10, those rides are the pass holder early entry rides. And then from 9:30 to 11, you get Rougarou. You would also get a t-shirt that said Cedar Point Morning Rush and then a Millennium Force logo. And they said that if this was popular, it would maybe do it in other months featuring other rides, and the t-shirt would, if Top Thrill 2 was part of it, the t-shirt would feature Top Thrill 2. And with it, you get a single-use Fastlane voucher and premium all-day dining for the day of the event. So that's fine, right? Like, I'd spend $40 on that, $50. No, they were charging $95, which I don't remember how much CoasterMania was last year because I didn't go, but I think that's about what CoasterMania costs.
I think so, yeah.
They took away your Q&A session. They took away the cruise. I don't remember if they did the cruise last year.
Yeah, they did.
And they took away nighttime ERT. It's the same price for less of an experience, way less of an experience. Not to mention that 3 of those 4 rides in the ERT are already included on pass holder ERT. And let's be honest, who's going to go to this event? Pass holders, people that already get those rides on early entry. And then go the all-day dining. Granted, we don't get premium all-day dining with our all-season dining plans, but I would venture to guess that 95% of the people going to this already have dining taken care of for their day. And then the single-use Fastlane voucher, again, I think 95% of the people that would go to this event already have that on their season pass. And Kirsten, you and I were mentioning, well, maybe they can do just an all-day Fastlane wristband. It doesn't cost the park anything to do that.
Right.
The Fastlane lines are hit or miss anyways. And really, it wouldn't have added that much of a plug to the Fastlane lines. But okay, maybe not 90% of the people doing this event, but I would venture probably 50% of the people that would do an event like this, especially for $95, probably already bought all season Fastlane.
Yeah.
So it's just such a swing and a miss. Like, I appreciate them trying to do something different, but just CoasterMania was fine. It had its rough years the last couple of years, but
I mean, it was selling out.
It was selling, but like it was rough because of things outside of the event itself, like rides breaking down, like the park selling too many tickets to it. If fix what was wrong with CoasterMania, make sure the rides are open on time. Top Thrill 2 has been on the CoasterMania schedule 2 years in a row and has never actually operated during CoasterMania. Fix that and sell less tickets, and you got yourself a perfectly fine event. Like, don't reinvent the wheel. Just do CoasterMania. I don't know why the sudden need to switch it up. I don't understand that.
Maybe they were like, oh, let's, I don't know if there were surveys that were sent out last year.
And if you want to get rid of CoasterMania, fine. And I even kind of like the idea of a monthly event like this. It kind of harkens back to the Passover ride nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't do a $95 event. No, nobody was going to spend $95 on this. Seriously. I mean, Carson, I know you bought it because you want to be there to get content for the page, and that's a different story. Nobody was going to seriously pay that money for this event, nor were they ever going to spend $95 multiple times for multiple events.
Right.
That is beyond ridiculous. And then listen to what people, and I mean, we'll get into this, but like, listen to what people have always said. We want nighttime ERT. We don't want 7:30.
Maybe they would do. ERT. Maybe they could switch it instead of doing morning. They could do nighttime ERT.
Nighttime rush.
$95, and
I even told my girlfriend, I'm like, I wasn't going to do it regardless, but if they did nighttime ERT, I at least would have given it half a thought.
Yeah, or maybe
even at $95,
and or maybe they could do something like that and do. Maybe they can keep CoasterMania as in like. Just CoasterMania, but then
do other events. You can do more than one event a year,
right? Guys. Yeah. Like every month or something, you could pay like $50, $60 or something, and you maybe do something like this to where maybe it's at night, and maybe I don't know if they can. I was just say give you a voucher for a free alcoholic beverage or something, and then and if not, that you get like a free, if you're not 21 or whatever, but yeah.
Okay, Wild Frontier. How much were they charging for Wild Frontier nights?
Like over 100 something, or maybe $100.
Like 100.
Yeah, something.
Right?
Yeah.
This was 95. Like, look, where's the disconnect there? And
yeah, no,
I don't want to. This is going to sound horrible again, and I'm knocking the park, but Cedar Point doesn't exactly have the greatest track record of getting rides up and ready and open in the morning, especially on June 5th. Like maybe in August, maybe in July. But guys, so what happens if I spend $95 and Millennium doesn't open until 8:30?
Maybe they give you, they'd be like, oh, we'll give you an all day wristband.
So we give you an all day drink plan? Like, really?
Yeah.
I'm not. Tony was handed a horrible.
But I still think maybe they just overthought it and was like, oh yeah, this and this, and I think like they had those coasters just because that was all centralized in a giant circle. But
again, like those are the rides that are already on early ride time. You couldn't have at least started this event with doing like Top Thrill, Magnum, Corkscrew, and Power Tower.
Right.
Like,
I mean that's more of a walk for everybody. Maybe they just wanted it more. But even just you could even do Steel Vengeance and Maverick, and then because those aren't on early entry. You could do those. You could do those two, and then you could also throw in Mine Ride,
Gemini,
or whatever, or Gemini. Yeah. You could do something
the horror!
like that.
Those rides are going to have to open before noon on that particular day. What a tragedy!
Yeah,
like
I don't know. I don't know, but hopefully, you know, it's good that the park is listening, obviously.
So yeah, okay. So that's all leading up to Tony. Within a couple hours of this event getting announced, tweeted,
the bloodshed was insane.
We heard your feedback.
Yeah.
What can we do to make "quote unquote" the event on June 5th better? And
No. Didn't he say summer or morning rush or whatever? Didn't he say that?
No, he said the event on June 5th.
Okay.
He immediately dropped that name.
Okay.
And within like a half an hour, there was 80 comments.
Well, yeah, there was like, and all the comments I kept running was bring back CoasterMania, bring back CoasterMania, bring back CoasterMania.
As of right now,
Mania.
As of right now, we are 27 hours since he tweeted this. We are at 239 comments.
And yeah, I'm sure if you read all through them, there's probably like 175 of that or 200 just saying Mania.
I mean, like I said, I told him not to sound blunt, but just do CoasterMania, morning ERT, night ERT, lunch, dinner, Q&A.
Well, not even that. Like if they were to keep, you know, the morning rush, whatever, I would have been like, okay, can we do like a Q&A? And can we do like maybe behind the scenes of something? Like that would have been
cool.
Can
we do like whatever ride we do? Can we have a behind the scenes of it as well?
Yeah.
All I said was no need to reinvent the wheel. And I had 43 likes on that tweet. So
yeah.
So anyways, somebody pointed out this morning then that there was no mention of the morning rush on social media or the park website anymore. And Tony quote tweeted that and said, CoasterMania incoming ... And then if you did buy tickets to that event for some reason, not to rub salt in your wound, that event, that Tony did say that somebody asked if you purchased for the original event, are you good to go for the new one? And Tony said, yes, we will reach out to you soon with more information. The event will still be on June 5th. So, okay, great that the park immediately saw the backlash and did something about it. But also, have you ever listened to any of us ever before?
Right.
Like back in maybe right before COVID or right after COVID, I remember them sending out surveys about CoasterMania. Like,
yeah.
What did we do right? What did we do wrong? Did they even read those? Like nobody was asking for this event. Nobody was asking for CoasterMania to be slashed in half and then for the same price. It's just mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. But here we are. So that all being said, we're back at square one. We don't know the details of CoasterMania.
No, but at least we know what's happening. At least we know
what's happening on June 5th.
So,
we know there will be a coaster event on June 5th, and we know that it will probably be $95 because I can't imagine they'll charge more suddenly after charging $95 for this.
And I don't, I mean, like maybe it'll be more of a watered down Mania because maybe it's too late to book things and stuff or whatever. But like, you know, maybe there won't be a cruise or maybe there won't be as many coasters open and stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, let us just have like, maybe like, okay, if the park wants to trickle it down a little bit, I was thinking about this. Maybe there's no morning ERT. All right, there's no morning ERT. You can come for early entry.
And that point makes my point though. Nobody cares about riding a ride at 7 a.m. It's too damn early. We'd rather be there late into the night.
There's some early risers that are. Yeah, I'd have to. I mean, I would love to. Yeah, absolutely. But
I'd rather you give me an event that ends at 2 a.m. than get up at 7 a.m. or get up at 5 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they don't. Maybe they skip. Early entry. Or I'm sorry, you could do early entry, but they skip the early ride times, the ERT and stuff in the morning, and then maybe during the day or something they do like, I don't know, the lunch, and then obviously, the Q&A, and then after that, that's when really things start getting to go and whatever. And
I mean, like Holiday World, although they do it this way still. It's Friday and Saturday for like the same price as they were charging for Morning Rush, and both days you get
that also includes admission too, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, still, both days you kind of do stuff during the day. There's nothing before the park opens. Nothing. Maybe if you want a behind the scenes tour, like you bid on it, they do live auctions and stuff. There's nothing during the morning though. And then like you get a lunch, you get a behind the scenes tour, you do a Q&A or whatever, and then all the ERTs at the end.
Yeah.
And people, as we know, and Carson,
Sells
you'll
out
be
fast.
there
Sells out fast.
in 3 weeks. That's a great event, and it sells out immediately. They have to do some crazy like random drawings to give away tickets now for it. And then again, not to compare to another park, but Six Flags Fiesta Texas, which is in the same chain, so we can't even make that argument here. Six Flags Fiesta Texas is doing a 3-day event called Roller Coaster Rodeo over the same weekend. Now, granted, they don't have Millennium Force. They don't have Top Thrill 2, but neither did we for Morning Rush. They don't have the same amazing rides we do, but they have a pretty good coaster lineup. For $15 more than Morning Rush, you're getting a 3-day event that includes morning and nighttime ERT. And I believe one of those nighttime ERTs is literally the whole park, plus meals, plus drinks, plus a lounge, plus I think they give you a fast lane for the whole weekend. Like,
Wow.
Guys, like I don't think it was a deliberate, we don't care, screw you, screw our fans, but it was just they didn't think about it. It was, we're going to do an event because we have to do an event.
Right.
And they just crapped something out that was quick and easy for them to do.
I don't know if they didn't
even have to make food for this. Like,
right. Yeah. No, we don't know behind the scenes. They could have been planning that for a month. Cause you got to get people in place. You got to talk to maintenance. You got to do so on and so forth. But hopefully the last minute scramble and everything, they can pull maybe one of the best CoasterManias out. I'm kind of curious. I know Justin bought a ticket as well, along with Sarah. Because I guess you could say that another thing of the aspect of CoasterMania is building the camaraderie around everyone. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really cool to like. She's like, for instance, last year, she's like, I had nobody. I went, I didn't know anybody there, and there's people there that they were at the event and stuff, and she sat next to them at lunch or on a coaster and stuff, and started a conversation. It's nice to have the camaraderie to where when you do have the lunch, you're able to sit down with everybody. And
isn't that kind of how you guys met? That it wasn't a CoasterMania, but it was doing a group event.
Yeah,
how you guys met.
So the camaraderie and stuff, and it's just doing things together. And maybe I don't even know, but maybe we can bring back the whole. Let's just close it off and just have it be coaster enthusiasts only.
Coaster Club members, yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Yes, Coaster Club's member only, and then maybe we bring back Morning Rush and do that for people that are. Oh, I don't want to sign up for a coaster club, but I want to still do that. Maybe they can do both. I don't know if it's a staffing issue, a money issue, but whatever. I'm just saying there's some options because obviously I feel like people would pay like $50-$60 for a 2-hour ERT session on like Millennium Force and Siren's Curse. I'm sure Kyle would probably pay that. I don't see, I don't see why,
But like for me, I'm not going to spend $95 on basically an extra hour and a half of Millennium ERT and Siren's Curse ERT. Like, that's what it boils down to for me, because I'm a Prestige Pass holder that has a meal plan. Did they even consider that?
Yeah.
And I
maybe they were just trying to add, because for the $95, they're like, well, we should probably throw this in there and that in there to make sure we justify the price. Because if you think about it, the shirt was pretty cool. Hopefully, maybe we'll get it. I don't know. So say $30 for the shirt, and then the all day premium meal plan or whatever, I think is like $50 or something. So right there, you're right. So
I will say, if I were somebody that only goes to the park a couple times a year, and maybe I just happen to already be going this particular weekend, or I see this and I'm now going to plan on it, but I go like one weekend in the summer and one weekend in the fall, even if I have passes, right? Or I'm traveling and I'm on a week-long coaster tour and I happen to be there on June 5th. Hell yeah, I'm doing this. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, if Universal offered the same thing for, Velocicoaster, yeah, I'd be there. I would absolutely be there for $95. Right. So, yeah, maybe it caters to those types of people, but Cedar Point doesn't attract those types of people that are going to I mean, they do. We have a million resorts, right? But people that are going to do events like this probably already have everything that the event already included and are probably local. To me, I don't think there's a market for people, like for general public. And I just don't think, I mean, that's why there was so much backlash. I don't think without a lot of advertising, you would have a bunch of people that are coming in for the week doing this, because you have to be in the know. If Six Flags Magic Mountain was doing something like this, I would have to search for it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It's very, I don't know. Dumb isn't the right word, but it is dumb, but it's not the right word. It's not tone deaf. I just think it feels corporate-y. It feels that corporate just needed to put an event out there, and this is what they crapped out, instead of just listening to everybody like Tony asked us to do, is to provide feedback. If they would have just listened from the start, we would have had CoasterMania announced in January like we always do. Just, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Don't go all corporate, like we got to do this just to appease the masses. Like, just do it right. Just do it right. It's not hard. It's really not hard. And we're still sitting here wondering about coaster stock. Obviously, that's not happening. We'd be getting 24 hours from now. I'd be driving to Kings Island if, as we record on a Wednesday night, I'd be driving to Kings Island if coaster stock was happening. Clearly, that's not happening. That's a disappointment. Can you do the things that you're going to do right? Can you just do them right? Can you listen? It doesn't cost you a ton of money, and we're going to give it back. We'll spend $150 on a good event.
Yeah.
Just do it right.
I mean, we'll be there early and we'll be buying beers and,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Seriously, at CoasterMania, for the drinkers out there, I feel like I see people all day drinking and getting pretty toasty because they get a hotel, they have fun, they're spending money. Barrels and Bites starts that day.
Yeah, I'm excited
if
for
you're
that.
If you're gonna do Morning Rush on June 5th, maybe instead of a premium all day dining, give all the attendees tickets to Barrels and Bites.
Also,
we don't have that with our pass. That would be a nice. Bump.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah, that would have been nice.
I've said it a million times, but they didn't think. They just crapped something out.
Yeah. Well,
they did it because they had to, and they didn't think.
At least they write the ship and we're like,
all this complaining is for naught because they're actively working on fixing it. What that's going to be, God knows what.
Yeah.
And we will, Kirsten, you'll post it as soon as it goes live. I can't imagine it's going to be, too long of a wait till we hear anything, because it's as we record, it's May 13th when this episode drops. It's, what would that be? The 16th. Yeah. That's 3 weeks away at that point. So
they can probably,
we'll see.
They can, I feel like they can do it, but
I'm just saying that's all to say that they're going to announce something here real soon.
Oh, so, yeah, definitely.
They might even announce something before this episode goes up.
It's a good possibility. This will not go up until obviously the 16th, but really quick, I did do some digging around. I did do some digging around. I did see that the Hoots and Hollers is obviously returning back, as we talked about in the last episode. It's going to have a 7 p.m. showing and a 9 p.m. showing. And it just says recommended 21 plus. So I don't know if they decided to get rid of the early show and stuff, and they're both be 21 plus. I'm not sure. This is what the sign said in the park. It also starts on June 5th. So CoasterMania Day. And
preferred seating to that, maybe.
So right. So yeah, it goes from June 5th to August 30th, which is really cool. Wow. It was a long time. I'm pretty.
Do they have a list of comics yet?
I don't think so. I don't think it was listed on the website last I looked. Another cool little thing I want to touch on is they have these really cool collector cups, I guess you could say, for like the alcohol. Like if you stop at like one of the alcohol locations and stuff, they have a really cool collector's cups. It has like a collect all 4. This month for May is Top Thrill 2. And then there's also going to be a Steel Vengeance cup, a Corkscrew 50th anniversary cup, and a Siren's Curse cup. And these are plastic cups. Really nice. It's like something that you would see maybe at like a Guardians game or something like that, or like a Cavs game, like that kind of plastic and stuff. And then also make sure you visit the button stand because they have the brand new button list and stuff. I know, Evan, you were You were pretty excited about all that. And then also, I believe I'm trying to find my last photo. Whatchamacallit, the show that's in the front of the park, Jack Ultridge Theater?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the viral, isn't it called Viral something?
Vinyl to Viral.
Yeah, that I can, oh, there it is. There we go. Perfect. You were like questioning like what they were going to sing. That's going to run from June 6th to August 16th. And it's going to be a musical journey featuring Queen, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Madonna, Christina Aguilera, Lady Gaga, and today's viral smash hits. So that's where, that's what's going to be playing up there and stuff. So,
I got a list of the comics and actually just more information about.
Oh, seriously? It's on the website now?
Yeah, it's kind of deep in there, but
okay.
So it says showtimes are at 7 and 8 when the park closes at 10, and showtimes are at 5 and 7 when the park closes at 8. Shows contain mature content suitable for ages 21 plus. Please arrive 30 minutes prior to the scheduled showtime because it is a limited capacity theater. Doors will close promptly when the show begins. So just going weekend by weekend, in June, we have Mike Paramore. I don't know any of these people really, but if you do, more power to you. Mike Paramore, Rodney Norman, Shaunak Hindi. I definitely butchered that. Mary Santora. She's a Clevelander. She's famous in Cleveland. Pete Lee. Now we're into July. Pete Lee, Jeff Shaw, Josh Adams, and Bill Squire closing out July. He's also a Clevelander. And then in August, we have Antonio Kareem. David Horning. Didn't he work at Cedar Point?
No, he was last year. He was at the stage.
I feel like I thought I recognized that name.
Yeah.
Angelica Scannura. I definitely am butchering these names. Brian Sternick. And then the last one of the year is a guy named Joe Zimmerman. That guy's appeared on Jimmy Fallon. I just happened to see. So if you know any of them and you're like, oh my God, that person's performing at Cedar Point, then yeah, go to sixflags.com/cedarpoint/shows/hoots-hollers #comics. And you'll see that whole schedule
the
there.
full list and everything. It doesn't look like they're doing, I know last year they were doing like a, whatchamacallit, you were able to like reserve a spot kind of thing. It doesn't look like they're doing anything.
Maybe they'll do something like if you get there early in the day, you could go there and get a wristband or something.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Cause I know that,
Universal just did that with their last showing of the Halloween horror makeup show or whatever you call it.
And did you notice there's two different show times for closing time?
Yep, I said that.
Okay.
Yep, I said that.
But yeah, it looks like they dropped the PG-13 or whatever and decided to do the.
I wonder if comics just like weren't following that rule.
Maybe, yeah, or they were just like whatever. And it seems like there's a different partnership this year too. I can't remember who it was last year.
I don't know. In collaboration with Henceforth Comedy, it says.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was last year, but
I don't know. I just can't see myself going to any of this. If I want to go to a comedy club, I'll go to a comedy club.
Oh, Evan, you missed out, my friend. Get a few drinks and
fine.
Watch it out, and it's fun. Maybe I can drag Kyle over there since we were able to drag him.
Now they're doing it with multiple shows that are just the same. We don't have a kids and an adults one, and maybe I'd be coerced into going to the earlier one because I'm not gonna. The late one used to be at like 9:00, and then the park's closed, and I don't want to go to
get over at like 9:45, and the park will close at 10, and you're like, well, I guess Maverick or Steel Vengeance.
I don't want to go to the kid friendly one, so that was my option. Well, now it seems like they're both the same. So.
Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be cool. But
hey, they listened to feedback. Imagine that.
Yeah, they are listening. They are listening. So,
all right,
Kyle, do you want to wrap it up, my friend? And if you have anything else to add, and then I think we'll probably take a break. Obviously, we've done, I think, three or four shows in a row.
3 episodes in a row, and Kyle's been in different forms in each time. 1, he wasn't there. 1, he was there after the fact, and 3, he was there live.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm definitely good for a week off. But no, honestly, I don't really have anything else to add.
All right, well let's close it out, buddy, and then yeah.
All right. Yeah, like we said, we will be taking a week off next week. Great that the park's back open again, and that most of the parks in the chains have now opened at this point, and the 2026 riding season is almost in full swing. That's all I got.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming out to the photo. Keep sending Cedar Point your feedback because clearly it works.
And,
see you in a couple weeks.
Make sure you share this podcast with all of your friends, and make sure you rate us. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rundown on Fun. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Six Flags Entertainment. And remember, always be kind to your ride operators. See you soon.